PowerPoint Project 5 is kind of a unique project because there's really not a lot you'll be creating in this project, but you'll actually be utilizing other documents that are already created, other presentations that are created, and go through how to collaborate and how to share and how to comment on these. And ultimately, you'll put together a finished product, and we'll look at some ways to customize that. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into how to do this by going to the data files and opening up a file called Mayans, and make sure you go under chapter 5, and there's one called Mayans Doug. We'll use that in just a moment, but let's open up the original Mayan presentation here for a second. Notice there's 3 slides, and this is how it's laid out and how it looks. Now the idea behind this is you have a colleague named Doug who could be it could be your boss, it could be a coworker, it could be somebody that has given you some feedback on your presentation, and we're actually going to utilize Doug's comments here next. And the way you do that is go to the Review tab and go to Compare. We're now going to open up Mayan Doug. And over here now it's going to immediately give you some revisions and comments, and these in essence are what Doug has suggested or commented on about the presentation. I'm going to go through and show you how to actually implement his changes, and we'll talk about that a little bit. In essence, on each of the slides there's an area where you can hit a checkbox and it shows you what Doug changed. You can uncheck it and turn those off, so you can toggle that on and off. For this project, I'm going to just go ahead and suggest that you accept Doug's suggestions, and I'll show you in a moment how, if you disagree with Doug, how you can handle that. One way is there's a reject button up here. You can reject any idea. So I'm going to go to the second slide, and over here on the right hand area there's a place I can accept Doug's changes. Again, you can turn those on and off just by checking and unchecking the box. On slide 3, I'm going to add these changes, and down here the same. Now at the bottom of slide 3, make sure you click in this area, and this actually adds a few more slides. Alright, so now our presentation went from 3 slides to 6 slides. Alright, now at some point, now it's probably as good as any, I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this in my folder. I'm going to call it Mayans. I'm going to call it Mayans Complete. You can call it whatever you want, but just remember what you call it and where you save it, because that'll be what you ultimately submit at the end. All right, now I want to go to slide 1 for a second, just to do something they do in the book, which is kind of interesting, is how to actually reply back to one of Doug's comments, and they actually show this in the book in Figure 5-22. If I let me see, click over here, he talks about this photo is the ruins of the photo is spectacular. When did you go on vacation? You can actually come in here and type an answer to that. I went to Mexico. Actually, I've never been to Mexico, but this person did during spring break this past year. Okay, if you did, fantastic. I didn't. My cruise ship stopped in Cozumel, and I visited I'm not sure how to say that, Gervasio one afternoon. You can go on and add that your cruise ship, everybody got sick and you got a free trip, and whatever else happens on cruise ship. So this note that you can add 2 comments that way, and also they show you this as well. If you'd like to add your own comment that isn't a reply to Doug's, you can click here and add a new comment, and they do this in the next page, and you can say something like, I really appreciate your help and the work you did on this project, just to do this. Okay, so that just to show that you can add more comments, you can read comments, and you can delete comments, and all of this is done under the review tab, which is quite interesting. Okay, so I'm going to save this, and that's what we'll do for the first part of project 5.